Hello, this is Wario Enchanted, and welcome back to Wario Land 3. Today we're going to be exploring a couple of new levels. This one starts a little bit tediously because you have to break all these boxes to get where you're meant to get to the first little area. It's a little annoying in the levels we have to clear a path. I'm not really a fan of that aspect of things. Especially because there's so many of these little fire guys who really just at this point just waste your time. Because you can't get out of here or into the water to interrupt the fire. All you can do is just wait for it to run out so you can move on. Sometimes some of these enemy placements can be just a little annoying. Then again though, all these boxes to break means also a lot more little golden coins to collect. Which is very helpful when we come across the inevitable golf games. Because they can get quite tricky sometimes, or they can just give you some bad ones. So the more yellow coins we can get, the better, really. There's something quite interesting that I wanted to point out about the design of the power-ups in this game. At least, not the power-ups, but like the items that don't directly affect you, but the ones that affect the world itself. A lot of them seem to actually be doing harm in some ways, like freezing over the ocean and summoning large snakes all over the place, so now like places that weren't before are now infested with snakes. Some of them are fairly benign, like the wheels on the little trolleys, and raising the tower of revival, but a lot of them are actually quite destructive, and that's quite interesting. So here's the key finally. Now of course we started next to the chest, so let's get back there. Can't go back up, so we have to go around the rapids at the bottom. Yeah, we can't fight the current, it's too strong. We have to avoid these little things because they can be quite annoying. But yeah, here, like, I just messed up because I jumped out too early. We have to make sure that we jump out at the end of the path. Otherwise, we won't be able to get back to the chest, because we won't be able to jump over that little cliff. Here I got really lucky, because if I hadn't managed to squeeze through that little gap, I would have had to go through that entire thing again. That would have been annoying. But I just managed to squeeze through and get to the chest. And let's see what's in the tidal coast. Now this level's a little annoying because I missed something really stupid and spent about 15 minutes off camera like wandering around trying to figure out what to do. Luckily most of that 15 minutes has got cut out, but just know that I got very lost here for a while before I figured out what I'd missed. So let's start by going all the way to the right just to see what's up. Also check what's in these doors, and so far what's in these doors are just a bunch of bricks we can't do anything with. We're not strong enough to break through those. They're just blocking us right now. Here's a good little bit of foreshadowing though for, oh, there'll be challenges here later. There's also a lot of ledges out of reach, a door that we can only come out from. And here of course how we deal with the out of reach ledges, we have to use the spring Wario to get up there. You're able to guess that this little thing is where the key is as well. I'm quite happy with that key grab. That was quite a satisfying one, just diving into it from the ending animation. That was quite fun. So there's something I actually missed here that makes me wander around this entire level, because I end up thinking that maybe I need to go up here again and find a way to back to the left along these topmost ledges. Yeah, I didn't notice it. You may have noticed what I didn't. It just appeared there on screen briefly. But yeah, here's the way we can't do anything with yet. I also just want to explore up these little areas up here as well. So here, of course, I bounced up there, but it's very easy to accidentally get knocked off like that. But you have to use Spring Wario to get up there. So let's show you how to do it again. So that's how you meant to get up there. It's just, yeah, it's very easy to accidentally fly off. If you're anywhere near the middle of the thing, then whichever way you go, left or right, you'll be going to in that direction. But you just have to know that, yeah, you always arc in whatever direction you last pressed. So that can be very, like, that's what I cut out, me failing that a bunch of times to get up there the first time. Because the most annoying part with this power is you just have to kind of wait for it to wear off. So you just have to be, you have to kind of put the movements in ahead of time. So we know we're going to be jumping to the left here when we fall out of it. And of course I put myself in the wrong place for that. It's always annoying when that happens, when you think you've got around an enemy and then they just kind of mess with you at the end of it. I always hate that. It's also annoying when you end up accidentally bouncing the robot off the ledge because you have to go into a door and come out again to respawn it, and I hate when that happens. So here's me learning that lesson and letting it just kind of jump me to the left. And now we can actually explore up here and see what's up here. It's really just a golf coin, so not really much point, but here's what I noticed what I missed last time. There's a little room beneath these guys that we haven't been to yet. This of course is where we need to get to. I finally notice it. And then come down here and realise, oh, I'm an idiot. I need to be Fire Wario. And we know where the only fire in this level is. This is going to be a long series of jumps to do. I'll go over water as well. Luckily though, because it's over water, it means that we don't need to deal with having to wait for the fire to run out, because if we fail the jumps, we'll just land in the water. So that'll speed things up. Let's get rid of all these little spin guys first though, because we don't want to accidentally get hit while we're Fire Wario, because while they can't really do anything with us while we're Fire Wario, I don't want to risk it. But yeah, here's the trick, is trying to make these jumps. In these moments we have to completely carefully control the Fire Wario, although it's quite tricky. I cut out a few failures there too, but here we are. Now we can finally get to the chest. Now we have a book to go with our trident. And here's an example of what I was talking about earlier as well. A power-up that causes damage to the world we're in. And unlocks our ability to get to this steep canyon. Because the canyon didn't exist before, it was just a nice river. But we just blew a big hole in it. Which leads to some interesting questions about the nature of these items we're collecting, and whether they're really so benign. I also quite like that some of the Tower Revival kind of glows at night. It's like a little, like, it's almost like Vegas. It's quite cute. That actually makes me think of a little bit of the Tower of Zozo from Final Fantasy VI. Like, if there was ever a remake of that game, I like to imagine that would basically be kind of like a Vegas light sort of looking area, because it's that kind of vibe with a bunch of criminals, something like that, living there. So it'd be kind of fitting for it to be very garishly lit. I quite like this area at the beginning of it with the maze of rocks you have to get through. You have to kind of like bash our way through a labyrinth of rocks to get to the next actual stage. Section of the stage, rather. Luckily though, once we've got rid of these fire guys, because there's no doors, they won't come back. You just need to get rid of them so they're not causing us problems anymore. Because they cause me problems. A lot. You may also notice coming up we have some of those weird hand things as well coming up here. Before we only had them in desert, but now we have them in water too. Yeah, that's where we noticed them. I quite like the water hands because they're wonderfully creepy. There's something about this whole music box area that's a little bit off because of all the zombies and the different cities and stuff, and these creepy hands that come out of the elemental traps. It's like, it leaves an interesting question about the nature of the world we're in. Like, is it haunted? Is the world itself bad? And if the world itself is bad, are the items we're collecting that are damaging it, like the rod and like the trident and book, actually doing good things? Or with the infection, or with the antibody clearing out the infection. And we finally get the key here, and of course there's a very obvious path to get to the actual chest. But it's a bit more complicated than it first seems. Because not only do we have to do this, but there's also a froggy in the way. So let's hop off with the froggy and see what's on this side. I just kind of innately knew from these little jumps would be too big to just jump, so we have to kind of, yeah, we need to roll under there. So we need to get over the froggy with the ball, so we can get under there and get to that great chest. Yeah, that was annoying that I messed it up, but I have a feeling it's probably not going to be anything important. It's probably just going to be like a golf coin, but I don't know. There's no golf coin there as well, which is good to know. It's just not what we wanted right now. Now we are over the frog, and it's just a matter of getting to that little tunnel. And we finally get a power-up I've been waiting all game for. Just here in this little chest. The glove! This is very powerful power-up, it's very useful and very versatile. And that's because it allows us to finally pick up enemies and throw them. We can toss them forward, we can toss them up. I mean, currently we can only really pick them up and drop them right now. But it's a start. Because it also means the enemies will get out of our way quicker anyway. So now we have more stuff to do at the tidal coast. The frigid sea, the big bridge. So I'll see you next time as we explore those areas and see what we can do there. Goodbye. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Patreon as well. Speaking of, thank you to James Rossi for supporting me on Patreon.